or is it how they help the world? Because they want this data to be out there. Like, why have you on here? I plan on keeping this going as long as I'm alive, and hopefully Mad's helping me get it set up with Allied Command. Hopefully for everybody, if anywhere in the world, it's going to be international for archiving and storage purposes. Just like you've got 47 here, we just hope to keep yours linked in to any and all of them, digitized together, linked in, and maybe RSS feed on some of the radio shows such as this one. Now,
Project 47, we have a number of items on there too that people have used to have websites, and they let us take the material over because they got out of the subject. So
this is good to know that you have been able to network and take over data files. It's not that easy to do a file.
No. Usually people just give up and go away, and their site just rots away, or either it just goes away.
You do an FTP over, right? You do a file transfer protocol, FTP, of their data files into yours?
Yeah, so it's just on my website with everything else.
Wonderful. It looks great.
Yeah, so the thing is, so there's a number of things that used to be on the web in other places, and I've taken over the website, the parts, not the whole thing. Joel Carpenter gave me permission to use his article on ghost rockets, which is very long, and his article on green fireballs, which is also very long. So I really don't have to write on those because he did all the work. And it was on his site, and he decided that he wasn't going to, have a public site anymore. And he said you could have these. Well, actually, I begged him for it, but he said you could have them. So, and now he's passed away. See, now he's passed away, but this goes on. And Project 47, we made arrangements. If I pass away, it'll go on. So
wonderful. Now the Oz Files. Who was that? Who was the Oz Files with you?
What's that?
The Oz Files blog spot. That's yours?
Oh, that's Bill Chalker. That's William Chalker. So he had a book called the Oz Files. It did very well in Australia. It did pretty well in the United States, actually. So that's his. He, in the early days of getting government files out of Australia, he was a pioneer in this. So,
wow. Do you stay in contact with him?
Yes, he is. He is one of the co-authors of our book, the UFOs in Government.
Great. Well, tell us the books you feel like we should get and put on our site with yours. Of course, your link and everything you're doing with all these wonderful people. But Mad, maybe you could get Jan to give us an idea or do an article on this Allied Command organization you're putting together every 2 months. He's done mostly science or space junk or something to do, but the UFO Association, we can do a file on you, Jan, and anybody else at your level of historical archiving, like the NICAP and then the Oz Files out of Australia, and then Dominique Weinstein in France, right? Is there anyone else you'd like to mention, like in our Who's Who? Because we want to build a who's who in archives.
See, I usually try to give credit to some of the people that have sent me files that I'm digitizing now. But actually, I thought about it the other day. There's about 300 people during the last 25 years that have helped out Project 47, and some of them, like Dominic, it's really a lot of help, and sometimes it's just few things that people pass along, but I'm grateful for it all, and in some cases I have people that have passed away. We have their collections, so it's really a large number of people that have helped out over the years.
Well, we want to get a list of the old guys, so to speak, like Men in Black, but we have all the old guys and the who's who and how to recognize who's who in the field as ufologists or researchers.
Yeah, and a lot of them, they didn't want to be recognized at the time.
Yeah, so it's changing now, though, because it's their legacy to leave these files, and they've collected them. It was like a clipping service or art form in the beginning, wasn't it? It's gotten to be more of a library. The all those people are great debt because there wasn't an official way to do this. The government was unsure, and once they decided, that there's nothing they could do about them if they were coming and going, apparently, and they didn't seem to be hurting. So I don't know what is your suggestion, because we're just about out of time, but we'll have you back if you'd like to come back. And Mad's building an Allied Command organization with me for something that is going to be something new and better, and hopefully getting people like you out there to be more recognized with your colleagues that you've done archiving. And there's a reason, because we didn't have after Blue Book and the Air Force, and then whomever after that, CUFOS, NICAP, then CUFOS, and Project 9047. I don't know if is Bigelow still interested in helping obtain data, or who's out there besides you and Church?
Well, there's MUFON is still operating, and they're the main ones that are collecting data right now. There's the National UFO Reporting Center.
Filer, George Filer.
No, Peter Davenport, National UFO Reporting Center.
Oh, okay, Peter.
And he has an 800. He has an 800 number. You can do it online. So he has a huge reservoir of reports that he's put together. So
we'll have to link his number and all of that for sure to try to do a good job of keeping at least some basic data.
Yeah, and you should put Peter Davenport on there for sure, so people can report UFO cases, and they can be anonymous if they want to. So, although it carries more weight if you have a name. If you have a name with it, it carries more weight. Anonymous doesn't work too well.
A person that's the witness, and to explain everything about it. All right. Well, we've got a lot of information we need to distribute, but we pull it together, make it a little easier for everybody. And you've been doing that for a long time, and that's what you're known for. So, not everybody, I guess, was chosen, maybe, or chose the field, right?
Right. Well, Valet said it pretty good in one of his diary entries. He said there's a lot of people that are working more or less by themselves without any support or money, that are, putting these things together, doing things, and not necessarily looking for recognition. And he said there's a lot of people like that, and actually that's true. And so
you just have to decide what's important.
It would be good if there was still a NICAP organization around. That's what I think.
Right. Well, all I can do is the PR part of it, and then offer, what I do as a collector, I guess, a webmaster, and put together a place to hopefully exchange information. That's all we can do. We give it out, and I think it's good educational entertainment. Ahmad, we've only got a few minutes here. You've been very quiet, but I know when we archive, we don't really participate that much, do we, Ahmad? But Ahmad, you want to tell Jan anything? Feel bad.
No, he's doing good.
Ahmad's been doing this for years, Jan. He's probably sitting there working on a book or artwork. He's an artist and an author, but he's very interested in ufology and people in the business. He's never had a sighting, right, Ahmad? But you don't disbelieve, right?
I've seen a light in the sky in the 70s when I was in the military, but other than that, no, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen anything that's real significant. Me too.
Well,
I haven't seen much
that's
significant.
I don't know that anybody seriously out there with MUFON ever took a real report. Big guy that the photo my daughter took here in Gulf Breeze in 2008 could have been anything, but I don't think he had the information or the money or the people. They'd had to take her cell phone, I guess. I don't know how you do that, but it was pretty good to me. It looked like ones I'd seen. So, and I know her; she's not into it at all, but she took it and sent it to me. So I sent it to him. And I put it on a book. But you folks, it's just whatever you're called to do. Why is anybody interested in UFOs? I guess to me it's very intriguing and fascinating, but more so the people that are involved as ufologists, researchers, archivists, authors, historians. So please join us if you're interested, and we'll do our weekly show. Jan Aldrich is a well-known ufologist in the business. I guess anybody that's anybody knows the word Jan is very big in this. Jan Aldrich, Jan Maccabee, Jan Harzan, Jan Thurman, that's me. ACIR. But it's just Janet Airlines. It may or may not be a coincidence. And anyway, Jan, I'd love to have you back. I'm sure we've got lots and lots and lots of data to put together a thread of information if you'd like to help. So get all that data secure, and let's keep doing a live stream of information if you'd like, whatever, if you feel like talking.
Sure, that'd be fine.
All right. Well, Ahmad, any last words for Jan, or you want to do this again and do more history?
Just let everybody know that the ACO magazine for September and October is out and up for sale on Amazon.
All right, that's called Allied Command Organization, and R Becker is the author of that, and we're sponsoring it as American Communication Online to bring educational entertainment to you as we find people will bring it to us, like Jan Aldrich, famous, well-known historian, and many, many, many years, and we appreciate him for being a true archivist and historian and working with the libraries and people around the world. Well, Jan, hopefully we'll get back in touch with you. If not next week, just let me know if you can't make it. But you may come up with some things that you've been looking at and look at. We basically are starting at 47 to 74 tonight. And we'll keep working on it, folks. We got a lot of names and a lot of people that do want mentioned and a lot of names that need to be mentioned. So we're putting together an oral history